Excuse me.
Ask the waiter for another water.
I think this is from either Comic Book Resource.
There's something floating in my water.
I think this article is either from CBR or comicbook.com.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly which.
They're very similar heading styles.
It's the blue. It's very
and the blue and the yellow.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like both of them.
There's a rumor floating around. This is from Industry Insider. I think it was Jeff Sneeder. Claiming that previous DC Films president Walter Hamada hired F9 writer Daniel Casey. That's F9 for Fast Furious 9 title.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Casey.
I don't acknowledge that
to write a script
franchise exists.
To write a script for an animated Batman Beyond project, which, quote, would have been DC's answer to Into the Spider-Verse.
Why do you have to have an answer to that? Why can't you just make up your own fucking story?
Well, because, dude.
Actually, I don't care.
Come on, it's cool. Marvel and DC.
Sounds cool.
They're so derivative of each other.
I don't care. It sounds cool.
What do they always do? They always rip each other off. Yeah.
What? No, they don't.
But that seems interesting to me. So, that would be cool. Because you could bring back, and granted, this would have happened when he was still alive, of course, but you could have had Kevin Conroy. You could have had other previous Batman you could have fucking Christian Bale voice Nolan's Batman. You could have had Keaton come back and do 89 Like, that would have been cool. I would have loved to have seen a
69 Batman.
And look, I have full confidence in what James Gunn is doing for the DCU. Yeah. But sometimes I wish we could have seen what Walter Hamada wanted. Because, look, if that Batgirl movie sucked, that Batgirl movie sucked. Whatever. But at least he was doing things to, look, and you could look at it, he's just throwing darts at a dartboard to see what sticks.
Very possible.
But at least he was trying to do something out of the normal. And why not? Into the Spider-Verse is an Oscar-winning movie. It's widely popular. Some would say the best Spider-Man movie ever. And I think it's
up there.
No Way Home and Into the Spider-Verse, I feel like could go either way for me.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. Why wouldn't you go at what's successful and try and do your you guys rip each other off for years. Have been doing it since you've been in existence. So why not? Yeah. I like it. Yeah. I wish we could have kind of seen what it would be.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it was, it's there's times in history that Tom Selleck tried out for Han Solo,
Yeah.
Like you're kind of like I wonder
Will Smith was going to be in Django Unchained.
Right, yes, but it just there's a lot of different things that you're like, man, I wonder what that was like, but truly do we really want to know what that was like? Any of those what ifs? Cuz the way they are is pretty great.
Yeah, well it's like Superman Lives with Nicolas Cage. Like the story of that getting canceled and not happening is more interesting than probably that shitty movie.
It probably It probably would have been.
And I'm not saying
I don't know though.
I'm not saying
the costume looked pretty fucking cool, dude.
I wanted that movie. I wanted to see that movie. But that's the thing too. At the same time, I would have liked to see what they would have done with a Batverse.
Sure. I mean, it's a fun idea.
It seems like they're kind of doing that in the Flash movie. So I guess we might see that after all, with Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton being in it, and maybe
I really hope
there's another rumor floating that it's another Batman, but it's not George Clooney. I
really hope that
they got George Clooney to voice a Batman for this movie. Holy shit! And he would have done it because he doesn't have to do anything physically.
Yeah, I really would have liked. I really hope somebody making the Flashpoint movie was like, so we are going to call Jeffrey Dean Morgan about playing Thomas Wayne's version of Batman, right? Because he was Batman's dad and the Snyder.
Why else do you cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan in that spot? You know what I mean?
Right?
I feel like he might be in it. There might be something. I hope he's in it. Just
and don't you think Lauren Cohan has the chops to play like a fucking nuts broad, like a Joker type?
Gee.
I'm saying,
I know what you mean.
You cast both of those well-known actors from a well-known, franchise.
It's kind of funny that they both came from The Walking Dead. But yeah. So and speaking of,
I got a crush on her.
While
but that's,
we're
whatever.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
While we're in the Batverse, I want to keep talking about it. So
Let's do it, man.
Also
Batverse, man.
Sneeder also tweeted about that.
Sneeder. Oh yeah.
Gunn and Safran nixed a solo Batman film starring Michael Keaton, which would have been an adaptation of Batman Beyond. So again, we're going back to there's two possible Batman Beyond projects they were talking about.
But how likely was that?
Now, look, I think it's a slam fucking dunk if you wanted to do that. I think it's a smart thing to do to have Michael Keaton just because you already have the parallels of that 90s series was made to go alongside with the 89 movie. Like, they are not at all tied together. They are their own separate entities.
Right.
But wouldn't that be cool to do a role that was for Kevin Conroy, where he was the first like Batman that a lot of people attached to? Do the same thing with Michael Keaton. That would have been cool.
Some of the best ideas in comic books and in entertainment in general start with the phrase, "Wouldn't it be cool?"
Yeah, right.
If and so many of these studios don't do that.
But however, I go back to what you said earlier. Is this more fun us talking about it than actually seeing it?
Right, and sometimes fan service stuff can be bullshit, I mean, sometimes it can be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because the fanboy in me who fucking loved the Batman Beyond cartoon and loved and still loves Keaton's Batman, like that really ties to me. But again,
Keaton,
it's like,
baby.
if
the original.
But again, there's a reason why it didn't work or it wasn't looked at, because maybe they're like, let's restructure and try and find a way to make this be a better story. And that seems to be what Gunn is all about. Gunn is like, I want this, like, its story is king. Story has to be what we focus on. So maybe this just wasn't going to work in their grand scheme of things, because clearly they want to do like the Bat Family and Brave and the Bold stuff, because we haven't really seen a lot of the Bat Family on screen, which I kind of like. Keeps going. The film was being written by Christina Hodson, who has penned other DC films like Birds of Prey, which is fun. I enjoyed that movie. She also wrote the upcoming Flash movie, and she wrote the Batgirl movie that was canceled. So she's kind of hit or miss here. Seems like, we don't know. But Gunn says it's great, and that trailer got me, dude. I'm really excited. Yeah. I just wish it wasn't Ezra Miller. The movie reportedly would have taken place after the events of The Flash, which would help launch the new DCU, and would have seen Keaton rekindle his romance with Catwoman. Although it is unknown if Michelle Pfeiffer would return to play Selena Kyle. Again,
she still looks really good.
Again, this sounds good on paper. This sounds good in your head. And I'm not saying that Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer have lost any step in their chops. I think they're still great actors. But if you see it on screen, does it feel genuine, or does it just feel, like you said, bullshit fan service? If we just do that, like, because what are we doing? What is the purpose of it? Because isn't this Flash movie trying to establish that this is a different version of Keaton?
Perfect moment from the fucking trailer, dude. We talked about it last week, a couple weeks ago, when he comes out and goes, "Yeah, I'm Batman."
Yeah.
Right? And didn't you say, like, I think they just did that for the trailer? And I'm like, I fucking hope so. Because if they do that in the movie, that is the definition of bullshit fan service. Like, seriously, right? That is too much of a wink to the audience. Like, hey, it's me again. You remember? I used to be your favorite.
But man, he still looks good in that suit.
Right? Oh. But please don't make it like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it to be too winky. Like,
yeah, Batman, right? All right.
And I tell you what, I think that this Batman movie would be this one of him.
Probably.
Yeah. However, I would have loved to have seen that version of Batman Beyond. But who knows? Maybe I'm not ruling out that we will see more Batman Beyond, because that character is still very. I think even just this past year they had another comic book run for that character, for Terry McGinnis. Like, that character is still popular. People still like it. But there was one weird Batman Beyond series.
I don't get it.
Where Tim Drake gets thrown into the future and he's the Batman Beyond instead of.
But
Terry
I don't
McGinnis.
really get Spider-Man 2099 either, so I don't really get the whole.
Oh, I see. You don't like legacy characters.
I don't think I do. No.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I guess. You're gonna be a little bitch. Do you like multiverse characters like Spider-Gwen? Oh, probably you do, because it's Marvel, you prick.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.